Oh yeah, sexy biscuits. Nice.
Long Boys 1975. A YouTuber's on the rise. Reviewing games late at night and sometimes friends. But Long Boys 1975.
This is Lemmings on the SEGA Mastersystem, released in 1992 by SEGA. That's a bad screen. By SEGA, but it was actually developed by Probe, obviously based on the original Lemmings game, released by Psygnosis in 1991, where it's a strategy, puzzle-based screen clearing game. I think that makes sense now. I mean, obviously you've been watching my channel, you know that I've played a couple of versions of Lemmings up to this point, and I'm going to work my way through a whole bunch of other versions of Lemmings. I'll have to dig out my A500 Mini to play on that, because my Super Contacts won't allow me to use a mouse. Anyway, I knew this on the Master System, which I had not played yet. Did not know it was on, the Game Gear, but I did not know it was on the Master System. Makes sense, it's similar hardware. So I'm going to assume that the Game Gear was in North America, and that this version was released in Europe and other parts of the world, where obviously the Master System was far more successful, but not all Master System games got released in North America, whereas actually not all Game Gear games got released in North America anyway. So that's the difficulty. New level, you put in your password, one player. I've just noticed that the little control pad there is accurate to a Master System. Good stuff there, Probe, good stuff. Now, I don't think there was a NES version, but I didn't know there was a Master System version, so maybe I should get on that and check that out. But if there was going to be an 8-bit console version, in order to, you know, appear somewhat similar to your 16-bit brethren, then I would have thought that the Master System had a far better chance of doing it than the NES, just because it had such a better colour palette. And obviously it's not a graphically intense game, so basically, could you do a near Amiga perfect one on the Master System? I understand that there are a lot less colours, but you know what I mean. It's a simple looking game. Let's find out. I genuinely have not played this. We're only going to do the tutorial levels, but I have to do that now in order for it to be a fair comparison against the other versions that I have played. Anyway, let's get into this. Just dig. Number of Lemmings 10, 10% to be saved, release rate 50. Still don't know what the release rate means. 50 seconds? I don't know. Time 5 minutes, rating fun, level 01, 1 to preview. Preview? Oh, I'm not. Right. We want. Oh, I am previewing. Apologies about the background noise and that fucker there. I do live on the busiest road in the West Country. It looks alright. We control it with the crosshair like you would the mouse, and obviously we do it with a joypad, and the selections are at the bottom. Is the nuke one, that's what I'm assuming that is, quit? Don't know, so fire. Oh, and there we go, off we go, right. Is the music too fast? The music to me sounds too fast. And they appear to be going a little bit crazy. Is that a PAL running an NTSC or something? I don't know. I've not looked up any videos, so I genuinely don't know. Obviously, you look at the bottom of the screen here, because it's a tutorial, it will only let me select what I need to select. But graphically, this is pretty nice. This is what I meant about it not being a graphically, you know, demanding game. But you got a nice little bit of animation on your Lemmings. They love to plummet. So, cool. I mean, from a graphical perspective, if you love this on the Amiga and you know, your only way of playing it on the Master System, I would say you'd be more than happy. I don't know what reviews it's got. I'm assuming it's got decent reviews, because I mean, of the 3 versions I've played so far, Spectrum, this, a little early for me to call this one yet, to be fair, and the Game Boy, they've all played absolutely bang on. I mean, it's not a difficult game to translate, but is it a difficult game to get right, like the charm and stuff like that? Don't know. See, password selection to Gunsvelumma. Yeah, look it up, that's how you pronounce that. Only floaters can survive this. Teehee. Number of Lemmings 10, 10% to be saved, release 50, blah blah blah. Right, so I want to press the nuke. Yeah, Why was that not on the other two versions I've played so far? Okay, cool. All Lemmings account for US. Alright, I know. I chose to do that game. That was on me. Oh, it's going to let me carry on. Sweet. I don't have to go and put a password in. Right, floaters. Let's have a look. Shouldn't there be a map? I want to say there should be a map on the right hand corner. You got to remember, like I said in the previous two versions, there is a charm to the graphics, but because personality was somewhat lacking in other games at the time. I'm not saying every game was bad graphics and stuff like that. Did I miss him? No, I didn't. There is a beep when I select him after my reciprocal swells, for want of a better descriptive term. Right, what happens if I nuke the last guy? I know, I'm playing outside the rules here. Oh, no, he died because... Oh, that's my bad. Oh, well. Yeah, there's loads. Be interesting now to see how the Game Gear version plays. Why you would want to play this on a Game Gear. To be fair, the Game Boy version played really well, but what it would have been like to play it back in the day on that tiny fogging screen, I don't know. That would have been a nightmare. But, yeah, how will the Game Gear fare to this? Because, again... the resolution of the screen, they gave the Game Gear all those fancy more colours in the Master System, and then they gave it a resolution which I kind of understand. And you had to crop the screen. Not crop it, but it made it like Sonic and stuff like that difficult to play. But the other thing with that is, I've never asked this before, and it's probably the wrong video to do that, but I'm going to do it anyway. If you play a Master System game on the Game Gear converter on a Game Gear, does it zoom in the screen? Like you would do. What I'm saying is, if you play Sonic the Hedgehog on the Master System, then and Master System version on the Game Gear, then play the Game Gear version, do they play identically and you see as much if you would on the other one, or either one? Because otherwise, then why did they crop screens on the Game Gear? Or because of the resolution? I don't know. I'll shut up now. Oh, I didn't read the passcode to you. Right. I see. Is it going too fast? Because if you look at my clock, it doesn't appear to be going too fast. Although it would help if it was, because that's right, you've got to run it. Don't get that. At least on the Game Boy, I'm going to... Well, no, because I'm playing this on the Super Console X, you wouldn't have a select button, would you? You had a reset, but that was on... and a pause. But that was on the system itself, wouldn't it? So, yeah, you can't... end the level once you completed to progress to the next one, and you actually have to wait for the clock to turn down. Fuck it! Oh, I may balls that up. No, you got away with it. No, what? I think I fucked this up. Did you get away with it? So the hit detection's a bit squiffy then. It reminded me of Fraggles. There should have been a licensed version of Lemmings that was a Fraggles game. Don't change the gameplay, just change the characters' graphics a little bit. And the level design. I would have bought it, it's good. Go on, surprise me. End the game. I don't understand what that does. Is that how quickly they come out? Yeah, that's how quickly they fall out. Ah! But we still have to run the clock down. Not gonna lie, that's a bit annoying. Oh well, we should at least see one more stage to keep this in line with the other versions. Insert jump cut. Sure. See, now that I've just sat through that, obviously you didn't, thanks to prior stated jump cuts. And I wonder why I never noticed this as a kid. That's such an annoying feature of the game that you have to sit through the clock, winding it down. There's no like, you've meet the requirements of progression, so you can just progress to the next stage. I don't know why. Maybe you'll disagree. Maybe you'll think that's part of the charm of the game. But I can also say, having had to sit for those 2 minutes or such, whether the music sounds like it's too quick or not, it definitely didn't feel that way. Running the clock down. Anyway. Right. Now use miners and climbers. Yeah, I would have been well happy with this. Oh, miners, so that one. What's the difference between using a miner and a climber? I don't understand. I probably shouldn't have done it going that way. I'm assuming there's a wall. Uh-oh. Oh, that's alright. Yeah, I mean, I understand in different structures, but in this one you could have totally, don't know why I'm trying to press it, got away with using a miner. I don't mean a chunk. Even Lemmings have trade rules and unions and child labour rules. You know, sorry, a digger, just to dig straight down as opposed to digging a tunnel down diagonally. But all will become, you know, apparent, I guess, the further you go into it. But yeah, this was the only way I could have played Lemmings back in the day, and I'd seen its dizzying highs. What the fuck? On my mates, well in my case, my brothers, I didn't have a Master System when he had an Amiga, to be fair. Yeah, but other people, they love to play this version, and any version of Lemmings, having seen it on the 16-bit versions, I'll get there in a minute. Yeah, this is more than adequate. I might have to look up some reviews. But yeah, like I said, it's not a difficult game to... Well, that's the thing, isn't it? It doesn't matter for its lack of visuals, you know, like no parallax, stuff like this. I say it's not a difficult game to get right, but if you don't get the little things right and stuff like this, then it's devoid of its charm, isn't it? Yeah, I've waffled a massive amount of bollocks in this video, but... Lemmings on the SEGA Master System by Probe, who are a 50-50 developer. Yeah, it's Lemmings. Anyway, it's always a love to know what you think, especially if you played this version back in the day. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later.